Hey everyone. Uh, First of all, I apologize for my voice. I was feeling a little under the weather, but I'm still excited to do this video, so I figured I would do it anyway, and hopefully my voice doesn't bother you too much. Um, so I'm really excited about this video because um, I was trying to do something and then I got an idea and then I was like, oh, that would be cool if, maybe I could try that. And I didn't expect it to work. And then it actually worked out. And so the output is pretty cool. So I had a lot of fun with it and I'm enjoying it. And so I figured I'd quickly walk you through what I'm doing. So my initial use case, I am trying to learn more about Google Cloud and have a couple projects in mind that I want to, work on to learn different things, right? So I've been recently using generative AI within VS Code using GitHub Copilot. So here you'll see GitHub Copilot. I won't talk about this too much. Maybe, maybe I can make another video about this later. But um, if you haven't tried VS Code and GitHub Copilot, especially, I would recommend it. Give it a shot. And I've also used Cursor as well. But anyway, the reason I'm mentioning that is because I have different ideas and I go into VS Code and to Copilot and I just, put my idea out there and say, is this possible or how do I do this? And it's pretty cool what it comes up with. And the same thing with Cursor as well. And sometimes I try both just to see how they differ. I sometimes get different output. Um, but the most recent use case, so I've been interested in understanding the text to speech API. Like one of the things I'm doing with my videos, you may have seen the Google Notebook LM podcast video where there's a conversation AI generated podcast, right? But beyond that, I was just thinking of other use cases for text to speech. For example, I have an article that I wanted to read, and so I used some online readers, right? Online text readers, and they have like a 500 character limit or a 5 minute limit or something like that. And then Adobe, their Acrobat PDF reader gives you a reader as well, which is free, but it's only one voice and it sounds like it's a computer talking to you. So I've been thinking about different use cases, like how do I leverage, because there's a lot of really cool voices out there. There's a lot of text to speech features out there. How do I start leveraging that stuff for these kind of use cases that I have? And I created a Google Cloud account. So Google Cloud gives you $300 worth of credits and 90 days, which is pretty cool. So I would encourage you, if you're interested in learning this stuff, go sign up and create an account. In my case, what happened is I created my account. The first 3-4 weeks, I used it quite a bit, but then I just, got busy with other things. Now I have 13 days left in my trial period, and my credits are basically going to be worthless if I don't use them. So I was thinking, I want to use my credits and how am I going to use them? So then I was thinking I'll try out the text to speech. So sorry for the long explanation, but basically, I'm using Google Cloud text to speech APIs with the free trial version. And if you log into the documentation for the APIs, let me actually bring that up real quick. So Google speech, or sorry, text to speech APIs. So I started here. Let's go to this page, right? So you go here, it gives you a bit of information. It's pretty cool. You can try different things within the text to speech. Is that what I typed? No, I did speech to text. Sorry, text to speech. Text to speech. Here we go. Okay, cool. So here, this gives you high level introduction to like what's possible, and you can try out different voices and stuff. Um, I, trying to figure this out. It gives you some sample code. I'm trying to think of where. Let's see. Maybe here it gives you the next tutorial. See tutorials here, and here we go. Let's try this one. Now, this is great, right? So this is the code chunk or whatever and all that, and it's fun to try out. So I played with this for a little bit, and I got a couple voices and some snippets, recordings and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. And then I was thinking, I want to try the different voices because I have $300 in credits. I'm willing to pay for the more expensive voices. So then I was trying to figure out, what voices do they have available? Basically, they have a table, like they have this um, page that has all the list of voices, right? And it was just getting really hard to go through, search for the voice, try it out, all that kind of stuff, right? So then I was thinking, why don't I just create a basic app that will allow me to have a UI, like a user interface that I want, that I can change whatever I want and test, and then just click a button instead of having to go into the code and copy paste this and make the changes here. And then every time, if I want to try a different voice, instead of saying, okay, give me this voice and changing all of this every time, why don't I create a small UI? So then I went to VS Code and I prompted for that. And I won't go into all the details. I've already spoken so long and haven't shown you anything yet. But I'm basically trying to show you the thought process I had as I was trying to learn these APIs. So I started with the documentation online, tried a few things out, and then I was like, I want to do this differently. How can I do this differently? And I prompted in VS Code for, you know, give me an app with a UI that will allow me to modify multiple uh, characters, because I didn't want just one voice. I actually wanted to create a conversation like format, right? Instead of just trying one voice at a time and then pasting those two audio files together. So I prompted it for it, and it created a UI, and it created this code here, and I ran into errors. So I'll quickly just walk through a few of the errors that I found or ran into, and I won't go into details, but I'll just make a couple observations in case you do the same thing and you run into errors. The first thing is, don't give up. Keep trying, right? Keep troubleshooting. You might have to do some more reading. You might have to go to 3 or 4 links to find the right solution. But keep prompting, keep trying, and I'm sure you'll get to where you need to get to. So in my case, one of the first errors I had was that this file not found. So this FFmpeg package wasn't on my system. So I had to follow these steps. So one tip I'll give you for right away is follow the steps exactly. If it's giving you steps, don't do what I did and think like, oh, I know what it's telling me to do, and then go and just assume the next step. Follow the steps exactly. It'll save you time. So I initially followed these steps, but I didn't follow the exact step for the environment path, and that took me a lot of time to solve and figure out. But if you follow these steps exactly, you'll be able to troubleshoot it. So I did that. I restarted everything. This started working, and then I ran into another issue where the file couldn't be accessed because of the way the code was written. So the original code that AI gave me wasn't working correctly, right? So it threw an error, and I put the error back into VS Code, into Copilot, and then it detected why the error was occurring, and it then updated the code to fix that. So I'm just sharing this because if you try this on your own, you'll run into situations like this. It is most likely that the first time you prompt for some code, it's not going to work perfectly the first time. You're going to have to do some troubleshooting. The good thing about doing the troubleshooting and not giving up is you learn through that process. At least for me, been a big part of this. Is I'm learning a lot through this process. So I'll now show you the actual app. I have it running here. So these are all my errors. You can see all the different things that I was troubleshooting. Um, it went ahead and restarted the app, and it is now hosting it. Where is the URL? Here we go. So it's so then I just ran the app.py file once everything was done, and then it's hosting it locally. I should be able to go here, follow link. This is my UI. So it's really basic, but this is really cool because what this is going to do now is I can create a conversation like flow in one audio file. I'm not going to do it right now just for the sake of time. I already did this earlier. So let me just show you the output here. So this is the output. I'm going to play it for you and check it out. Okay.
Hey all, what's up?
Not much, just checking out Google Cloud APIs for text to speech.
Oh, nice. Ooh, what are APIs?
APIs are how you can send and receive data from different systems.
That was pretty cool. Like it's still not perfect. Like it's not a perfect conversation, but it is so much better and faster than trying to do one voice at a time and downloading that audio and then mixing it separately and all that kind of stuff. Now I can create a conversation flow, and I think that's pretty cool. So check it out. Hopefully this was interesting, helpful, and maybe it inspires you to try out your own project. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or other ideas. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.